Man, you guys really do look amazing. Everyone seems to think I should call you Barney, but that guy over there is named Barney. Maybe we'll just go with Barney Sr. Barney Sr. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so I lied to you all, but really, it's your fault. Yeah, because victim blaming always goes well. I honestly had no intention of doing anything with those gigas until probably extinction. I was just happy to have a breeding pair secured and to have them off the map. Then, y'all blew up that episode, or blew it up for a channel my size anyway. So I was morally, ethically, and contractually obligated to at least produce one imprinted offspring to use around the map. And he has already seen some pretty serious use, as his available points will show. On a serious note, thank you so much to everyone that subscribed recently. I have gone from 8 to 64 subs in just a couple of weeks. That is a huge jump for me. Literally 8 times the number of subs. On top of that, I've had more people liking the videos and more people commenting on them, which is so very awesome. Truth be told, I'm terrified of the comments. In person, I'm very outgoing. The center of attention, the life of the party, the annoying guy that strikes up a conversation with you at the grocery store, that's me. I'm that guy. But online, it's the exact opposite. I am super shy, very reserved. So, having people comment has really forced me out of my shell. But everyone has been so nice, so supportive, and so helpful. It's been absolutely amazing. I love it. Thank you so very much. I never want to overlook or take for granted anyone who takes the time to stop in and watch a video, drop a like, or share their thoughts with me, good or bad. Y'all are rock stars, and I really appreciate it. I'm not crying, you're crying. Anyway, enough of that mushy stuff. Let's get to the massive murder monster. Alright, so like I said before, I have taken Barney out more than a few times. He is a master of gathering copious amounts of meat. And I have needed it for my griffin breeding project. But I have not spent any points on him yet. I wanted to wait until now. So we're going to take him out. And you'll be able to see, if you're not familiar with gigas, like if you are familiar with gigas, then this is going to be nothing new to you at all. But if you're not familiar with gigas, you will see the difference and why you only put points into melee on a giga. So first things first, let's just take a look at the stats real fast. He is fully imprinted, and his melee damage is only 382. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the Giga, you may be thinking, only 382? That's pretty pathetic. And it sounds pretty pathetic. What are you? You're a 162. But then when you see how he chomps down, even as a lowly 382. They just do massive, massive amounts of damage. Where are you going? Yeah, I don't think so. But if you put points in any of these other stats, it goes up like by 1 point, sometimes like 0.5 maybe, a tiny amount, So we went from 382 to 539. Let's go find this guy over here. Come here, Mr. Carno. I could sprint, but you go through stamina really fast when you sprint on a giga. Oh no. I'm sorry, Mr. Dodic. So there you go. From 1900 to 2800, almost 3000. And keep in mind, he is solo. If I had a female along with him, that would get boosted significantly, like 30%. So, gigas really are monsters once they're bred and imprinted. A wild giga is virtually worthless, honestly. You really have to have the imprint. And they are faster than you would think, although not as fast as a galley, obviously. See how fast that stamina went down? There's something around here. Bugs around here. I'm not seeing them. Fast enough to do an intercept on this guy. Ooh yeah. Well, you chose poorly, Mr. Galley. So yeah, just a few creatures, tons and tons of meat. Very, very good for a meat run when you need them. Better than even a Thyla, and Thylas are phenomenal at doing meat runs. It is so good to be back on a giga. I really didn't think that I would be back on a giga until we got to extinction, because honestly, they are of dubious use outside of extinction. They're phenomenal for protecting OSDs on extinction. But outside of that, in a PvE environment, keep in mind, PvP has more use for them, I'm sure, but in a PvE environment, they're really big, they're slow, getting them around anywhere, you know, unless you're using cryopods. It's kind of a labor of love. What am I hearing? Oh, oh. Sorry, baby. I hate that for you. I doubly hate that for me. Anyway, so that's Barney. But Barney is not really what we're talking about today. Yeah. Are you gonna run in? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Mr. Galley, for bringing that devilish Microraptor over here. Probably the highlight of my day. Killing a Microraptor with a giga. Anyway, I'm getting all sorts of distracted. Gigas are awesome and fun. He is here. Barney is here. Thank you so much to the people who recommended that I name him Barney, and the people who participated in the poll to say, yeah, of course you gotta name that guy Barney. The purple dinosaur, you know, that kind of connected with me, but when I looked Barney up and I saw that he also had a green belly, I was like, well, that's an absolute no-brainer. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to name him Barney now. Let me drop off this meat. So no, what we are really talking about today is my mutated griffins. I have spent the last several real-world days all of my free time in the last several real-world days mutating my griffins, and they're just magnificent. I don't know how else to put it. I am so exceptionally pleased with how they came out. Let's go take a look at him. Actually, let me set him up. Before we do that, these are the perfects. These are what I started with, and I was super stoked about having the yellow with the cream and the black. I thought, man, if I could keep those colors all the way through, I would be just absolutely thrilled. But that is not the case, and is rarely the case when you are mutating things. So I mutated 3 different stats: stamina, health, and melee. And I kept them all 3 separate from each other so that they would not interfere, and I would have the best possible chance of getting that stat to mutate. And then at the end, I combined them all 3 together into a breeding pair. So the first step here is melee, and I did take them to 15 mutations. That's what the 15M means. 15 mutations for melee. She's a female, obviously. I really liked the blue on this. Matter of fact, I'd never seen this before. It's pretty similar to 96, which is glacial, which I really, really like. But the blue and the orange and this dark blue on the back is very striking, but obviously not really what I was going for, but I dig it. This was my health bird, and I also really like this guy's colors. So dark blue, black, kind of a vibrant cyan, very, very nice. And then this was my stamina bird, and I absolutely love the orange and black. It is just so stunning, so striking. So ultimately, when I did the combined, I took those, and I made these guys. So keep in mind that as breeders, these are not imprinted. So their stats will go up once I get a bred and imprinted version. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how things came out. So base stat-wise, we're looking at 12.6k health, stamina 1136, and then melee 574.6. So they're going to be really, really outstanding. So once they're imprinted, we should be looking at about 17.6k health, just shy of 800 on melee, and then unfortunately, stamina doesn't get a boost with an imprint, so we're still going to have the 1136. But because the stamina is so high already, it means that I can put fewer points into it and more points into health and melee once we get them all bred. So that is what we're going to do right now. They're ready. Terrible as they look right now, they will look fantastic once I get them all healed up. So, let's name these birdies. I went a little more high-minded with the names for these. So she will be called Tempest, and he will be called Halcyon. Exact opposites. One a storm, one the calm. I did spend a great deal of time going around looking at griffins and collecting traits. Now, I have not really done this up to this point. I've just kind of ignored the trait system, honestly. If a trait existed, so be it. But I had Vampiric 2 from one of my original tames. So I went around and I gathered the best ones that I could find after removing dozens upon dozens of griffins from the map. But I ultimately went with Vampiric 2, which was the best I could find, Excitable, Fast Learner, Protective, and Sprinter. So I don't know what difference those will make, but we'll find out once I get him healed up and I get him out in the field. So I had some really pretty color combinations and some really notable ones, but this is the one that popped up first, and I was dead set on this being the color configuration until that until that magnificent master of mutation dropped his Griffin episode. I thought, I cannot have a Griffin that close to his coloration. Everyone's gonna think I'm just copying and clout chasing. So this one sadly got put to the side, but I still love the colors. They are fantastic. So this one really cracked me up when it popped up, and it kind of built over time, of course, but as the color patterns developed together, I thought, there's no way it's gonna happen, and it did. So Michiganders may be a little more familiar with this particular color pattern as being the colors of Michigan University Wolverines, but it's not an exact match, but it is very close enough that I thought that would be a really, really cool pattern. Now, I'm not from Michigan, nor do I follow University of Michigan, but I have watched them enough times to know that that's a pretty close match. And just to show, it is all blue and yellow. I'm going to try out the Vampiric, though. Well, it does definitely seem to be doing something. Well, that definitely did something. Maybe it'll make more of a difference in a fight, in a prolonged fight. Maybe it'll make all the difference between life and death. Either way, I will get them healed up and then bring you back in the morning. There you go. Now the bear can get in. Oh my god. And the bear is right there. Right. Doobie, what are you watching? I told you not to watch that brain rot. All right, well, the sun should be coming up pretty darn soon. I've got Halcyon all healed up. I even got a few more points put on him. You don't need that, bud. We'll put that back in the fridge. Where we're going, you're going to get plenty of meat and probably some sulfur. Well, I suppose you could say that red drop is in a conveniently inconvenient place. Obviously, I want to try him out against wyverns, but I don't really want to go all the way to the other side of the map. Just in case, you know, a failure happens and then I have to travel all the way to the other side of the map just to get my stuff back. Obviously, Doobie is at home. If things go badly, I don't want to risk losing her again, like I did with the ice wyvern. So, I guess now we just got to pick a fight. Let's be a little choosy to begin with. You're not close enough. Oh my god. You look amazing. Fire is going to be the hardest one, I would think. Only because if I get slow, he'll be able to chase me down and hit me with fire. But even if I don't get slow, it's so easy for him to put fire on me versus the others. Like that. Figuring out that distance. Clearly that was too far away. I've got to watch my stamina. I don't want to... another death worm situation on my hands. Alright, I don't know why that happened. Just stopped midair. You coming? We are slowly getting way high in the sky. Well, I got him. Not exactly the most graceful fight. Which, alpha wyverns are always fire wyverns. So, that is going to make fighting alphas interesting, to say the least. A lot of fire wyverns around here. All right, fair enough. Let's get some altitude. Judging that distance is tougher. Hey, you gave me the... You know what? I don't think I even need this sulfur for now. I have refrigeration. That's better than preserving salts for most things. What in the world? Oh, it's the stuff I dropped. It's like, what is going on? That makes sense. I think if I could get them clustered. Oh my god. There's so many. If I could get them clustered together and lined up properly, I'm quite certain. Oh. I'm quite certain that I could do a lot of damage very rapidly. But I have to be very mindful of my stamina. Which is already at half. To the mix. Dang it, that would have been a great shot. Alright, definitely got to be closer than that. They are too close. Get some stamina back, reset, go again. Alright, well, they're still up there. See if I can grab their attention. Come along, folks. Yeah, you're on. Once I figure out the timings and techniques, this will be a lot of fun. That clearly wasn't it, though. Oh, are you kidding me? Well, I'm not seeing any bags in the air, so I'm just going to assume. Those claws are gone. I am least concerned about lightning wyverns. It's hard for them to get shots on target in the best of conditions. And another one. Come on, man. That ain't right. Found the poison. I'll admit that was pretty dumb. I should have gone ahead and made a parachute just to be on the safe side. But you know what? No risk, no reward. No head-to-head. Coming from the side. There's the bag. Look at that. At least I pulled up short, knowing it was probably going to happen. Oh, right. You can fly backwards on a griffin. So I'm not gonna lie, jumping off your griffin in the middle of air, that's pretty thrilling. That was a missed opportunity. I botched it. Alright, a couple more. I think we're gonna have to call it quits. This episode is already incredibly late as it is. I still gotta shoot the ending. But it is my 100th video on YouTube, so... Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. Man, you are a lovely color. Unfortunately, you've got to go. Oh, that's an alpha. All right. All right. It's happening. It's happening. I just noticed this glow. Yes. Hey, buddy. You want to come over here? Just you and me. slow. I don't know if I'll be able to make this turn. Oh, apparently so. It did stop me, though. We are really high. I think we're at the max level here. Won't you follow me down, please? Thank you. Yeah, I think we've hit the world ceiling there. I may need to go for some stamina. Matter of fact, let's do the safe and smart thing and get down for some stamina. You gonna make it or you gonna break off? Oh, you're coming. All right. Fair enough. You caught me a little slow, I'm afraid. Get down. Oh, he's still coming. I have angered him. Perfect positioning. Boom! Oh, look at all that milk. Oh, look at that Alpha Wyvern trophy. What did you just eat? I don't think it was my wyvern. Well, I don't really have anything to do with this wyvern milk, honestly. It's kind of a shame. And it doesn't go in the fridge, I don't believe. Preserving salts. Alright, I think we're going to have to call that here for now. I would like to get back to base and see if I can't hold on to this wyvern milk for a little bit. If nothing else, just to say, hey, look, I have a bunch of Alpha Wyvern milk. Well, I've got to admit, the place is starting to look more and more like a hunting cabin with these various trophies and items scattered about. It's hard to believe that we've been on Ragnarok for 19 episodes now. That's roughly a fifth of the 100 videos I produced, and we're just getting started. I guarantee you that. I am so thrilled with the performance of the griffins, and maybe I'm biased, but they're pretty dang beautiful too. They were a ton of work, hours of my life, but they were worth every hour spent. And they'll only get more valuable as time goes on. Next episode, we're going for a car, my very first one ever. I've kicked that can down the road for far too long. It won't be a good one though. I've got a low-level one in mind, since I doubt my first time will be a huge success. It never is. But sometimes you just gotta man up, get in there, and get it done. To look forward to that in the future. My name is Robot Ren. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode.